Find the critical value, Z alpha divided by 2, for a 92% confidence interval. Essentially, what we need to find is we need to find a Z-score where the middle area is 92%. We did this in Chapter 6. We touched on it very briefly in the first section of Chapter 7. So remember, directly in the middle is going to be your mean, which in this case happens to be 0. And we need to know what negative Z is and what positive Z is. If this middle portion of our normal distribution has an area of 0.92. In order to do that, we are going to need to find the area that is in this little piece right here. Because if we find this area and find what Z value it is associated with, it will give us the Z value for everything to the left, since the table gives area to the left. Therefore, if we know that, we will know this Z, and due to symmetry within the normal distribution, on this side, it's going to be the exact same value that this Z is, it'll just be positive. Well, in order to find this little tail, that's also known as alpha divided by 2, because the two tails at the ends are both alpha, or they sum to alpha, I should say. We would take 1 and subtract 0.92 and divide it by 2 to get that value. Therefore, the area in our tails, or our alpha divided by 2, is 0.04. We want to find 0.04 in the body of our standard normal probability table. So we go to our standard normal probability table. We want to find the closest thing to 0.04. It looks like the closest thing to 0.04 is 0.0401. So I look over to the left, negative 1.7, up to the top, 5. So my Z is negative 1.75. That's going to be the lower one, and the upper one is positive 1.75. When we use this as a critical value, we always use the positive one. So the critical value for 92% confidence interval is 1.75.